Good morning, Catherine. Hello,
Hi.
everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
And good afternoon.
And good evening.
And good
and
evening.
Good night. And good night.
Hi, Von. Von.
Dick en-
Hallo, Anik. Hi, Dick. Selamat pagi.
Je wilt iets zeggen tegen Von?
Ja, jij slaapt wel korte nachtjes, Von. Want je bent om 9 uur zit je bij de computer, maar om 2 uur 's nachts zit je nog met mij te wordfuten.
Oh. Dag, Siep.
Goedemorgen, Siep. Wat leuk dat jullie er altijd weer zijn, elke zaterdag. Good morning, Philip and Dagmar. So nice. I just said in Dutch that it's so nice that all of you are here every single week.
Selamat pagi.
Also.
Hi, Cindy.
Hoi, Sin. Good
Thanks
morning.
for your update.
Yeah, we're very happy it's going well with you.
Yeah.
And it's promising for the test to go diving again.
Yes.
Very promising.
Indeed. And Graham is here.
Graham. Hi, Graham.
Joining for a good time and a short time. Yes.
Oh, yes, party. Yeah, dinner time again. Graham, we're really sorry about that, actually. We would like to have you for the full period of time, but yeah. Europe, Australia, Canada, we have to make choices.
I think Graham needs to start introducing daylight savings over there in Sydney. Then problem solved.
Okay.
Oh, Van der Maas.
Hallo, Desiree. En Von, hallo. Goedemorgen. Wow, the gang is complete again. Hi, Pete.
Well, there's...
Morning. We're still missing a few people. Steven?
Yeah.
And John is there. Long time no see, John.
Good to see you. And Ingrid. Ook weer een keer live.
Nice, Ingrid.
Oh, Changli.
And Changli is there.
I
Hello,
remember
Changli.
you invited us for a beer in Tonkaina. Of course, I'm up for that. Let me know. Do send me a message. And
He's always
Wil,
in for beer. And
yes.
goedemorgen, Wil. Also long time no see. Wow, we have a big crowd this week.
And oh yeah, Philip, about our Zoom meetings, for those of us who don't know what everybody's talking about, we sent out our newsletter this week, and we invite everyone to join our Zoom parties. We're having a Zoom party every Thursday at 4 local time, so that means the same time as now, but on Thursday for around 40 minutes, and it's just catching up with you and everyone, and we want to see you face to face. And if you want to stay in touch with us, if you want to receive our newsletter, go to our website, go to thalassamanado.com, scroll all the way to the bottom and sign up. Maybe Wim and Desiree, maybe that's also interesting for you if you haven't done that yet. And Graham, you would like to be there as well, but duty calls. Your secret's
Yeah.
safe with us.
We will not tell the family, but yeah, we would like to go and take you diving.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the meantime,
And
we'll have to do it like this, right?
yep. And you know what, guys? For all of you, we have many reasons for doing this, and you keep us motivated, absolutely. But one of the reasons, hello Ernst, hello, and one of the reasons we are doing this is that me personally, I would like you, when you come over, when it's allowed again and possible, I would like you to dive with different eyes and look at things that usually you would not notice. And that's why we made the special about sea cucumbers and sea stars and tourniquets and sponges. So you have another view underwater. So if that nudibranch is not passing by, then there is so many other things to look at. And I actually already kind of introduced our new topic, because for sure you don't notice what Satoka and me made a movie of.
What do you mean?
Right? You get into the water and then you see this beautiful corals and sponges and whatever you see there.
Yeah.
But have you ever taken a very, very close look at what you're seeing? That is what we're going to talk about this episode. We're going to talk about polyps. And as usual, Arjen has prepared a little bit of a pseudo-scientific introduction for you.
Oh, no, not scientific at all.
Oh, not scientific at all. Just
No.
some general information, and then we hope to entertain you. Hi, Hanneke. Then we hope to and Fonny. Hello. Then we hope to entertain you with some nice footage that we shot in about 4 hours.
Yes. And just some housekeeping. I always repeat this before we start. Please do share the stream, like the stream as well. Let's get the Facebook algorithm. Let's conquer that and make sure that we get under as many eyes as possible. So click that share button before we continue. That is really appreciated. So
and we're on YouTube also now. So
we're also streaming live on YouTube.
Yep.
All right, let me share my screen, and as usual, I'll be running in presentation mode, full screen, so I will pick up your comments after this. So we're going to talk about polyps. Most of you must have heard about polyps. Most of you probably also know that polyps live, for example, inside corals. The name polyp is comprised of two different Latin or Greek words, poly meaning much or many, and pous or poda, from foot, so many feet. It's believed that the name polyp came about because of its the polyp's very shallow resemblance to an octopus. That's generally where the name is believed to come from. But let's look at a couple of quick facts. On the right, you see a close-up of a coral, and you see the polyps there, very tiny, very cute, actually. They belong to the phylum of the Cnidaria. And the Cnidaria is the same phylum, such as, for example, sea anemones, meaning that they are animals that have these stinging cells with which they catch their prey. So yes, the sea anemones are related in that respect. However, both the polyps and the medusa are the only ones within this phylum that are very similar to each other, meaning that a polyp is basically a jellyfish that is stuck to a surface, and the medusa, the jellyfish, is a free-swimming polyp, if you will. But that's a bit of a generalization. I promise I will not make it too scientific here. And it's also believed that the polyp as a life form appeared around 535 million years ago.
Wow,
quite old.
That's old.
Yeah, older than us. So, but I think that's a testament to their success as a life form, and and why they managed to endure so much with their limited evolution. And of course, you may or may not know this, but if we're just talking about corals, that consist of polyps, you can find more than 390 different species of coral in the Bunaken National Marine Park, right here at our doorstep. Excuse me. Then the life and death of a polyp, they are usually genetically identical, which means that they reproduce through cloning, but that's not the only way they reproduce, also known as budding. So, some small part will split off, and that will create a new polyp, a new individual. Not very dissimilar to, for example, sea anemones and sea cucumbers that we covered earlier. But it's very spectacular when, for example, you go on a night dive and the moon is out, full moon, and then around 2 or 3 days in that period, they will release what's known as gametes into the water. And these are the polyps' sex cells. They use these cells, and it's kind of like sperm and kind of like eggs. I don't understand the complete science behind it. I couldn't really figure out all of it, but I know that their reproductive cells that they release during the night are called gametes. And this is also how they, and that's only exactly the same species of polyps that can do this. Also, what gives the polyp its color is its symbiosis with photosynthetic algae. They live together. The algae benefits from a home inside the polyp, and the polyp benefits from the symbiosis with the algae, because the algae will consume the polyp's waste, such as nitrogen or some carbon dioxide that it releases. And
but
that's also
sorry, I want to add something.
Yeah.
The algae is also a plant. So the plant actually indeed takes the carbon dioxide, but it also produces oxygen. So it
Yes.
also produces oxygen for the polyp, and the polyp is actually an animal, so it breathes. It needs oxygen to breathe.
Exactly, and that's part of the reason why, a very important reason actually, why corals require sunlight, and that's also why you can find them usually not a lot deeper than 60 meters, if at all. They need that sunlight to be able to basically to survive, and that's why most reefs in the world are very shallow. Now, just covering the anatomy of a polyp, I told you before that both the polyp and the medusa, aka the jellyfish, have a lot in common. That's because they belong to the same phylum. To the left, all the way at the top, you see the polyp's mouth and anus opening, which is surrounded by this ring of tentacles that it uses to filter feed or catch prey. And then going into the mouth opening, you see the gastrovascular cavity, aka its stomach. Inside the stomach, lined in yellow, is the gastrodermis, which is the stomach lining that helps digest the food. And then, if you look at between the outer layer, which is called the epidermis, basically the outer skin, between that and its inner, the gastrodermis, is a layer of gelatinous material called mesoglia. And you can find that specifically with, look at any jellyfish and you see the mesoglia very clearly, but it's very transparent, but you can see it. You know what I mean? It's glassy. And if you compare these two creatures, the polyp and the medusa, it's very easy to see how related they are, except that the medusa is flipped 180 degrees. And of course, the medusa is a freely swimming animal. Some polyps, not all of them, go through the medusa stage, some not at all, but I won't go into that here. But it's very interesting to have a bit of their understanding of their anatomy, and they're very simple creatures, as you can see. Now, polyps are also known for, of course, for building coral. They form coral. The way they do that is they secrete a calcium carbonate around their bodies, and that becomes this hard substrate, this coral that we can see. And this is, of course, true for hard corals. And when one polyp dies, a new one will start to form on top of the old bones of the old polyp. They will basically start building on top of the remains of the older ones, and that's how corals basically expand their colonies. And large, very, very large gatherings of individual corals is what is known as a coral reef. Now, speaking of coral reefs, we are extremely fortunate to be living in an area where there's a lot of coral. As you can see here on this world map, right smack dab in the middle above the Australian continent, you can, well, you can't even really see Indonesia because it's blocked by so much red. Yeah, we are right in the middle of the coral triangle, where you can find the largest concentration of coral reefs in the world. And then, of course, Northern Australia has the Great Barrier Reef, and then there's some reefs in the Caribbean as well as on parts of the African continent. So yeah, we are right in the middle of the action. There's also some coral in some colder waters, but most of them can be found in the subtropical zone. And that's about it. I'll leave you with this nice picture of from Warmut of one of the reefs here at Bunaken. And that concludes my very quick and short introduction of polyps.
And then I would like to add something. As you probably know, the coral reefs are under threat. Yeah? By many things, by pollution, on like water pollution in front of cities, close to factories and so on. But it's also being threatened by the global warming, the heating up of the sea. And maybe some of you have experienced it or have seen it. There is a phenomenon, it's called coral bleaching. And yeah, there's not much that we as individuals can do to stop that. Coral bleaching is the effect of stress. The polyps of the corals that live in symbiosis with their algae, they get stressed. And out of this stress, when the temperature of the water gets too hot, they are like throwing away their algae. Well, what they probably don't realize, they don't have much of a brain, is that they are committing suicide, because by throwing out their algae, they throw away their oxygen supply. Now, it's not that the polyp will die immediately.
Yeah, it takes some time.
It takes some time. It depends on the quality of the water. So if the water quality is good, like it's not polluted, the coral polyps can survive for 2 to 3 months. And if the water temperature drops, then the coral has a very good chance to survive. Here we are very, very lucky with very deep waters. So although accidentally we have experienced over the past years, we have experienced some coral bleaching, sometimes worse than others. Most of the time, and most corals survive that. But maybe Graham can add something, because the Great Barrier Reef, hello Marion, the Great Barrier Reef has been hit very badly by coral bleaching. Maybe Graham, do you have anything to add with that? It's also because some parts of the Great Barrier Reef have been polluted quite a lot by mining activities, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Nice. You know what? I've got a couple of more comments. No.
It's not nice at all, actually.
It is. No, sorry. I was excited for the next section because I think it's video time. And I've got a couple more comments of people here. So let me just start the first one. Don't forget to unmute, Simone, and then I will go through the comments. So if everybody's ready, let's go down. Here we go.
Here, guys, this is just in front of our house reef. This is the corner on the right side. And you see what an amazing variety of corals you see here. But we want you to look a little bit closer and a little bit more into the details of what you are actually seeing.
Yeah. And Axel says he has to work. He's looking for money for a ticket to come back home. Oh, you can't come on Zoom. That's a shame. You're more than welcome to. But next time, turn down your TV.
Mungkin libur Natal.
Ja. Een nieuwe een duikbril.
Ah.
Je hebt een duikbril nodig.
Duikbril. Yeah.
And
So what we did, Satoka and me, we spent 2 hours on our house reef, on the right side and the left side. This shot was taken earlier because this is not on the house reef. On the right side, this dark green one, this is beautiful. This is called a Tubastria. And maybe you have seen the orange version, very short orange version at a night dive. They look like orange daisies. This is a daytime footage, and you see that all the polyps are retracted inside the Tubastria. This kind of coral only grows and at sites where the current is very strong. Table corals.
Simone?
Yep.
Graham's got some clarification regarding bleaching. Right. Yeah, the corals just don't have time to recover.
Yeah, I read about that. Yeah. Higher temp. Yeah, but again, we as human beings, we have to interfere in a natural process of nature, which is not good, I think. Yeah. So what I was saying, these Tubastrias, they usually grow only in places with a lot of current. They are beautiful and they can grow up to 2.5, 3 meters. This shot was taken at a place called Burung, and it's on the sides. Usually people only dive at the sand because it's a famous place for macro life. But look at these cabbage corals. We also have a dive site here called Secret Garden. If you've never been there, I can recommend it for next time because it is
fantastic.
Awesome. And I think the corals there must be hundreds of years old. Have you been there, Graham?
I would not be surprised if you had. Wim and Daisy are wondering if between the polyp and the jellyfish is the upside down jellyfish.
Yeah, there is one, actually.
Yeah, there is.
And this is one of the fastest growing corals. Together with the table corals, they're also most sensitive to coral bleaching. And we have had reefs that were completely washed out. And the year after, this kind of staghorn corals was already growing back, actually. And this is growing approximately 20, 30 centimeters a year. So it's actually... It's actually a good coral to rehabilitate the reefs. And yeah, maybe you have seen this, right? And it looks very soft, and it is very soft. But did you know that this is a hard coral? It's one of the types of bubble coral.
And we will find out later why types of coral like this is actually a hard coral, right?
Yes.
Great stuff. I'm really happy with this video quality. I hope everyone, it's the same for everyone. This works so brilliantly.
Yep. We upgraded our subscription to StreamYard. And here, you see another cabbage or leaf coral. And this one has the polyps out, partly. And on the right side, you see one with the polyps still retracted. So there are corals that flower, that bloom at daytime, and there are corals that bloom at nighttime.
And blooming means either feeding or reproducing, right?
It could be. What I mean with blooming is that the polyps are out,
They come out. Yeah.
and that they are feeding. And if not, they are retracted. But yeah, they have to be out or blooming to reproduce as well.
Yeah.
Here you see the polyps retracted. Although this is a coral that blooms at night, we made a dusk dive, and this one was not open yet. But we will show you later.
Graham has to go. He'll catch up with the rest later. See you later, Graham.
Yeah. And have a look at the different shapes. This one looks very soft, very cuddly, but actually it's very sharp. This is a hard coral as well. And
this is hard?
This is hard, yes.
Wow.
And everybody have seen this one, because this one is also the base for a lot of different kind of worms. Maybe you have seen the tube worm, the Christmas tree worms. And does this look soft to you or hard? In fact, this is a hard coral as well. And look at the symbiosis. A lot of this kind of corals have these little guys there. And this is videoed by Satoka. And these are orangutan crabs. So besides looking at the polyps, there is also a lot of symbiosis going on there. And a lot of interesting macro life around the polyps of the corals. And again, this looks very fuzzy and soft, but in fact, again, this is a hard coral. And the soft fuzzy part are the polyps. And then, of course, anybody that has been to Banca and has seen the abundance of the soft corals there, they know that that is a completely different kind of coral. It's not hard. It's soft. It sways with the current, and it comes in a big variety with colors, as well as this one, which is a colony of whip corals. And in fact, they are red, really nice, and often they work as a camouflage for trumpetfish. So you see them very often with trumpetfish or razor blade fish that hide in between all those whip corals. And then, well, this is a soft coral actually. But this is, it's not as colorful, but it's still quite beautiful. On the bottom side, you see the retracted polyps. And as you see, it was already getting dark, and the plankton really liked our light. And because of that, the polyps loved us, because they were very, very busy catching all the plankton that was going around. So you see all the polyps moving here.
Hi, Steven.
Nou, we zijn net begonnen, Steven.
Yeah.
We just started. So you couldn't catch us on the lies. So it's good. So this is also a soft coral, and but it's a different type. And we actually love this one because of the polyps really moving and contracting and catching, as you can see, catching the food that is floating around.
Well, I agree with Changli. Prachtig bagus skali. Bagus means very good. Skali means no. Bagus means good. Skali means very. So yes, I agree. Let's see. Annick was wondering if acidification is also an issue with regards to bleaching.
I wouldn't know, but for sure we have either Graham or Stephen to answer us.
we have some expert help with her.
Ja.
And hi Marjolein.
Hallo Marjolein.
Goedemorgen.
Goedemorgen.
Oh, Peter is also very much
nice.
speaking a lot about. Hi.
Kami ada pagi ini juga. Selamat mencoba dan selamat untuk semuanya. Tentunya satu orang pribadi Fendi. He's saying that he's there this morning and he's trying to say hello to everybody and in more particular to Fendi.
All right. So are you ready for video number 2?
Yeah, in video number 2, we are going into a little bit more detail, right?
Yeah, we're focusing a little bit more, and then we have another video for you where we show, you can really see a lot of the polyps up close thanks to Satoka's macro skills. But here we go in video number 2.
Yeah, I promised you this one, and as for the shape and the retracted polyps, but in the next shot, you will see that the polyps of this specific type of coral. And if you look really carefully, it starts already. At the top, you see it's a little bit fuzzy.
Oh, yeah.
Here, some of them are slowly emerging. This is, of course, Satoka's footage.
So what we're seeing, those ridges, those ridged areas, that's the hard calcium carbonate, right? And inside we can see the polyps.
Yes, and in the next shot, we actually see the polyps out of the calcium cover.
When they have their little tentacles out to feed. Yeah, this is gorgeous.
Yeah, and look at how that looks like. And when they catch something, they move it immediately into their bodies. Oh, that was too short, actually.
Yeah.
Yep. And here also, these white edges, they are kind of soft, and they're the polyps as well.
And the green in the middle?
I think it's the calcium cover. And here you see the soft coral. But soft corals, they are built differently. They don't have the calcium structure. We don't have close-ups from, well, we have one close-up from the polyps of the soft coral. Look at the polyps here. They're beautiful on the red stems. And this kind of corals very often live in symbiosis with a soft coral crab. Now, the round circles of the coral that you just saw passing by, sorry, we cannot stop the video. This is also a tubastria, but a different kind. This is the one that blooms pink or red. And like I said, this is some kind of bubble coral. It's a hard coral, and the white and brownish things, tentacles, are actually the polyps. Yeah, this one we saw already, but we will see a close-up actually made by Satoka of the polyp. Because like every week, I can only do the wide angle shots, and the macros is done by Satoka. And fortunately, so here we have polyps again. And fortunately, Satoka and me, we have very efficient lungs, I guess, because we last about 2 hours before we really get to 30, 40 bars and we have to end the dive.
Oh no, that's not for me.
So we make good use of the time and the tank.
Simone, can you check the private chat quickly?
Can I proceed? Okay. Stephen wants to join verbally, so he needs a link.
Yeah, I'll send him one.
Okay. I call this a crust coral. It's a beautiful color. It was not blooming, unfortunately. And yeah, again, this was one of the hard corals, blooming actually, but it only looks very fuzzy. We don't have a macro shot of this. But look at the different forms. And here you see the candy crab or the soft coral crab on top of the polyps of the soft corals. Really nice. Very nice shots. Yeah, this is actually was meant for another shot, but the line that you see running over the anemone is a whip coral. And because we didn't have a good overview picture of the whip coral, we do have the details of it, which will come later on. And here you see the whip coral from close up. You see the tentacles sticking out. And this one blooms at daytime. And very often you see it in symbiosis with this little clingfish or with some crinoid crabs, crinoid shrimps. Really worth taking a closer look, don't you think?
Absolutely. I'm working on getting Stephen the link.
Yep. And
Just
more close up from the whip coral. And yeah, this is, of course, Satoka's shot. And then the bubble corals, there are a whole variety of bubble corals. We call them bubble corals. And all these little soft bubbles, they are actually polyps. And maybe you have not seen this one or you didn't notice it, but the next shot you definitely saw before. But maybe you only focused on the animals that live in symbiosis with it. See all these little bubbles there.
All right, Stephen, I sent you a link on your Facebook, so feel free to drop in.
So these are not really bubbles. They more look like, what do they look like? Like hoefijzers, horseshoes.
Horseshoes.
And on the bottom side, you can see that it's actually a hard coral. This is very tough calcium layer. And on the bottom, you see the polyps have been retracted. Little detail. Here you see a close-up of those polyps. With a little shrimp there. You only see the eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, great stuff.
Yeah. This is a very transparent shrimp. and then we have the macaroni. Then we have the mushroom corals. There are lots of different shapes and forms. Usually, a lot of them, they bloom only at night, like this one. And we don't have a detail of this one, but we have one from a bigger mushroom coral that which Satoka made. And they have different kind of polyps. These ones are little stalks, you would say, like this. This is a white version. The other one was green. You see the little polyps there. And just for the ones that pay attention, on the left side corner, you see a feather star trying to run away.
All right, Stephen is joining
actually, Stephen, you would love this picture because I always say don't touch, but in this case, I wanted to show everybody why it's called a mushroom coral. This is a hard coral. I didn't harm anything or anybody with it. And for sure, you have seen this and never realized it was a hard coral. What you probably
I certainly never realized that, yeah.
Yeah, and what you probably have been focusing on is this little guy, which we call the popcorn crab. And it lives, we have only seen it in this kind of corals. And the white dots with the tentacles, these are the polyps, actually. Great shot from Satoka again.
It never occurred to me that this was a coral.
And this is also a mushroom coral, but a very big mushroom, to be honest. It can be like 30 centimeters high, quite big.
May I join you here?
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Stephen.
Hi, Stephen.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
The one that you are showing right now, the mushroom corals, each coral is just one polyp.
Each coral is one polyp.
Yes, and the soft parts are the tentacles. In the middle of the huge mushroom coral, you will see one mouth. It is one
Really?
big polyp, yes.
Oh, really?
Oh, we stand corrected.
We stand corrected.
It's okay. And there's another thing you said a while ago, but I couldn't jump in there. You hardly ever see, if you see it, there's something wrong with the coral. You hardly ever see the limestone skeleton. It is completely covered by living tissue. Now it is a thin layer, and you see the lime structure through it, but that is one reason never to touch the coral on the living side, but you can on the other side.
Look who's talking.
Because it is this very thin layer, and you can easily damage it.
Yeah. Well, be very careful. Yep.
Yeah,
Look who's talking. Look who's talking. Huh?
Okay, boys and girls, let's keep this civil.
Coral willingly.
I am firmly of the belief you look with your eyes and your eyes only, but that's me. In the meantime, Stephen, feel free to jump in and take a look at our third video. We got some fantastic close-ups here.
Well, the videos are fantastic, I must say, really.
Yes.
I enjoy them very much.
I do agree.
Stephen, don't forget to unmute. Once the video starts, you have to unmute.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This happens automatically, and also please understand I cannot stop the video at any point, but the payoff is we get a lot better quality this way. So here we go with the third video.
Great.
Nice bubble coral.
Yep. Yeah, I don't want to say anything. I'm scared to say something wrong. So the bubble coral is a colony. True, Stephen? It's different. Stephen, you have to unmute.
Yeah. If you ask me to unmute, I cannot comment. Yes, it's a bubble coral. Actually, the bubbles are not the tentacles. Many people think they are the tentacles. They are not. They are different structures. And the tentacles you can only see at night.
Okay, and how do they feed with the tentacles? They come out? Is that the small pointy parts on the bubbles?
Like all corals, yeah.
The small pointy parts. Okay.
I don't know. No, I don't know about them. I have seen them, but I don't. You see, they change shape as well. That's one of the advantages of video. You can see things happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I thought they were actually used as tentacles. And yeah, I love this coral. It's a hard coral. It's so beautiful. The shape is so beautiful. And then, so I made this video, and then I asked Satoka to do a couple of close-ups, because from this coral, the polyps were actually out. And yeah, she did a really good job on that too.
And this was last night, right, Simone?
This was last night, yeah. So we went into the water at 5 o'clock, and we came out at 7:05 or something like that. We wanted to pay someone to wash our equipment, but there was nobody there. We were so cold. But yeah,
here
look
you
at the small
clearly see them.
polyps there.
Yeah.
Come on, Stephen, just to confirm that those are polyps, yeah?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yes, they are. All of them. And each polyp has its tentacles. That's a
And
nice one.
this is a beautiful one. And I found this one in 2 different colors. This one and a green one that you will see later. Very big, by the way. And this is a close-up of them.
You see the mouth in the middle of the tentacles? The
Yeah.
mouth
Yes.
polyp?
Yeah. Yeah. So these polyps, they were about 3 centimeters diameter, so quite big.
Wow.
And
There we go.
catching.
Yeah. Great stuff. And I can really recommend anyone with a macro or wide angle, take home some nice pictures of corals. You will not be disappointed.
Absolutely not. And even better if you can switch. Yeah. Yeah, and make night dives or at least sunset dives. This is the other one. They're both related, I think, Stephen?
It's difficult to say from what I see, but I think they might be the same species, yes. Even if the colors are different.
Okay.
You know,
It just means they live with a different algae.
Your skin color is different from most of the people who work for you, but we are still the same species.
True. Well, unfortunately, this coral was not very healthy. Only the part in the middle is actually alive. But the polyps look like this.
Yeah, it's so cool.
With a little goby around it.
It's one of my favorites. They're so nice.
Yeah, they're beautiful, huh? And yeah, you can see the mucus also around the calcium part.
You miss diving, Stephen?
Sorry?
Do you miss diving?
Not that much. I'm so busy with many other things that
Okay.
But I'd enjoy to dive again, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And this is a soft coral. And we have a close-up of this one too.
I was going to ask, will there be a close-up? Because then... there we go.
Takes a little bit to focus, but yeah. It takes skill to take these shots.
To be very, very honest, I don't think it's the same species.
Well,
what do you think, Stephen?
It might be. You can always distinguish a soft coral from a hard coral. Not only because one is soft and the other is hard, because you don't want people to touch. But when you look at these polyps, they have only 8 tentacles. All soft corals have 8 tentacles per polyp. And these tentacles have side tentacles called pinnulae.
Okay.
And this is a shot where you can see 3 different ones. So yes. I froze it a little bit.
Yeah.
The one in front is a sponge.
Yes, yeah, and there is a sea cucumber climbing it, Stephen.
Yeah.
But we chose this shot because of the 3 different corals there. We have this mushroom coral at the right side, and of which you said that is one coral. And then we have 2 branching corals. This is the mushroom coral. and it has different tentacles than the others. A little bit different, thinner.
I have a question from the Vermaas family.
Okay.
How do the polyps leave when the water is too warm?
They don't.
Hey, they're kicked out.
They might die.
The algae. They mean the algae, Stephen. When the coral is bleaching.
No idea how they do it, but they do it. So they expel the algae that are vital for them and that are located in the tissues. But I have no idea how they go about to achieve this.
Hey, look at these tentacles of this. And so what we did is we froze the screen with the 3 different corals, and so this is one of those. And on the other shot, you saw the other one. Very tiny polyps. And look at this.
I love the translucency of the little tentacles.
Yeah.
First time I hear this sound in the water.
This is a hard coral. This is a hard coral.
Right.
Now, this is one of the rare species where the polyps are always extended throughout daytime and nighttime.
And look at this. This is a hard coral as well, but the polyps are very, very tiny, and beautiful, and there are a lot of little crabs there. This one was about 1.5 centimeter, and in a minute you will see 2 that are about half a centimeter big. Oh, you didn't put that one. Okay.
Oh, there was a lot of footage.
Yeah, and this is a huge mushroom coral. This was about 30 centimeters in diameter, and just for you, and because it's going to be Christmas, and it's the festivity of enlightening. This one is for all of you.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. I couldn't resist it. It was too beautiful.
Very nice.
So that's the footage. Thanks, Stephen, for joining us. Hey, Marie-Xavier.
Hello. Feeling better, Sayan?
Yeah, okay.
C'est bien?
Ça va mieux.
Ça va bien maintenant? Oui. C'est mieux? C'est mieux?
Bonjour à tous.
À santé. Hein?
Sobriété.
Merci beaucoup.
Katrien, she's saying, hi, Katrien. I see the corals and I hear your fantastic music from the birds in the background. It's so wonderful. I love it. Yeah. It's quite a unique mix. We have all kinds of birds right here on our doorstep of our cottages. So yeah, that's all the footage we have for today. That was nice.
Really nice. Yeah. Thank you.
Good stuff. Thanks for joining in, Stephen.
So we have our plans ready for the next 2 streams already.
Wow.
And yeah, we could use some expertise knowledge for sure. So we're just rank amateurs, right? And we make mistakes.
You do a very good job.
Yeah.
What's a rank amateur?
Well, that's somebody that is a hard-trying amateur. Somebody that is trying hard to be good enough, right?
Okay.
But still amateur.
Yeah.
No, it's not the smelly amateur, no.
I was wondering, yeah.
No. It's not the smelly amateur. No, not that rank, no.
You're getting off the track.
Well, we're doing what we can, and you gotta have fun with this too. Otherwise, it's just not fun.
Absolutely. And next week we have kind of a Christmassy stream, right?
That's the plan.
It is still a big
That's the
secret.
plan.
Okay.
Right. Right.
Well, Christmas will definitely be the theme of that.
Yes, right. Christmas
Worms?
trees, Christmas balls, Christmas hats.
Christmas tree worms.
Well, Stephen, realize I have the power to unmute you.
Really?
Thank you, Jose.
Really? Thank you.
Thank you, Jose. And
it's nice anyway.
Thank you, Philip.
Thank you, Philip and Dagmar. You're so sweet.
Yeah. Once again, it's fantastic to see everybody drop by every week. It's the main reason why we keep doing this. Frankly, is there anything you want to provide in terms of updates to our audience, Simone?
Well, there's not much to update, to be honest. We keep ourselves busy. You're doing marketing stuff. We will be on the first digital Duikvaker dive show. So we're doing things like that. I am very busy teaching the kids of the school. Plenty of time right now, and I have 3 big classes: class 1, 2, and 3, and they're adolescents, if you know what I mean. So yeah, keeping that busy, and we try to stay wet as much as possible, which is helped by the fact that the rainy season has started, and every day we have a very heavy rain shower, and then it's sunny again. So yeah. Oh, by the way, yes, I have one little update. I was on the boat with the kids doing a dive on Black Rock, and there we had a huge school of pilot whales.
Oh, nice.
Really big ones.
But Simone, you know what they say: pictures or it didn't happen.
Yeah, I can provide that. Not done by me, but by every single kid on the boat that had a handphone with them.
Okay.
Everybody.
Yeah. Let's see if we can collect that, and then we can play it on the next episode, maybe.
You saw them underwater or just on the surface?
I tried. They were quite docile. They were relatively close to the boat, and they were resting. So I carefully went into the water to approach them, but then some guy that was very enthusiastic, let's say that, jumped in after that, and then they were gone.
Yeah, I tried the same once when we saw them.
You have to be really, really slow.
Yeah. Ingrid says, still learning from you every week. Received my 20-year OWSI reward from Patty this week. IDC with you, Simone.
I'm happy you're still active, Ingrid. Really active. Thank you.
Dagmar, lovely and fascinating. Thank you, Dagmar. I can't wait to see you guys again. And very nice, refreshing Saturday morning from Axel. Thank you, Arjen, for the presentation. Well, it's not just me, but thank you very much. And Philip is saying, very good work, Simone and Arjen. And in this case now also helped by Stephen, of course. Please keep it up. We will, and we are.
Will.
We're not leaving you.
Yep.
And Marjolein says it's nice to see all the beautiful corals. We miss them, and we can only wait until we can go again. So greetings to everyone and stay healthy. We will.
We will.
And Ernst is saying every dive, even at the same spot, is different because of the attention you give to the trails.
Trails. I think the different things, the details.
Yeah. The devil is in the details. And and Philip says he must learn to love night diving now.
Yes, you do, Philip. And I can promise you, when you're here, I can take you. I will take you with me.
Nice.
Definitely.
Opa Wil.
Okay. Opa Wil.
What did you want to say to Philip, Simone?
we well, not only to Philip but to everybody. Don't forget our house reef. Our house reefs are fantastic, and believe me, by now we really, really know them. But every single dive that we make there, we find something new. And from the dive this week, I found a wonderpuss on the house reef, and have the video footage to show it. So yeah, that is a very extraordinary shot, because normally spoken, we only see those in Lembe. But we had a very nice species on the house reef. So yeah, the house reef is getting better. For us, it's getting better every dive. It's never ever boring.
I love to go there again. And Seep is saying, thanks for a perfect show. Wow. See you next week, Seep. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Seep.
Wim and Desiree, very educational. Hopefully Tuesday. No, not Tuesday. Thursday. Donderdag.
Donderdag.
Ja. Donderdag op Zoom, 9 uur 's ochtends. Join us. De uitnodiging vind je in onze nieuwsbrief. Schrijf je even in op onze website en dan zorgen wij ervoor dat je de link krijgt. En ik stuur je alsnog eventjes de link via een private message, Wim en Desiree. We willen jullie graag ontmoeten.
Ja.
Alright. Dat was hem.
That was it.
That was it. Steven, thanks a lot for your impromptu contribution.
Just one question. Is there any news from the officials, from the government? No, nothing?
No, nothing. Nothing at all. No,
Oh,
I actually checked this week. I asked the head of tourism department from the city, but no, there's no update yet. And actually, here everything is reasonably quiet. We never hear anything about an exploding number of COVID cases, but on Java and in Jakarta, it's not going very well. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, we always do that. Yeah. We always do that, you say.
You couldn't see, but I do it with my toes as well.
Yes.
All right. With all of that.
So next time is Thursday.
No. It's like this. What we're doing, Steven, is we are just to catch up with everyone face to face. We're opening Zoom sessions every Thursday at the same time, 9 o'clock your time. And our live streams is like this every Saturday. That never changes. We're doing this for the month December in case anybody wants to talk to us. And we're just shooting the breeze.
Just talking.
We're
just talking, sharing, catching up.
Babble on internet.
Yes.
And Yvonne says some people still have to work on Thursdays. I know, Yvonne, but we have to kind of find a time for that. But if you can make it, just join in. And you know what? If you use Zoom for work, you can still pretend you're working.
Yes, Carla did.
Yeah, Carla did. All right, everyone, we're signing off.
Thank you very much. I'm leaving you.
All right, Steven, thanks a lot for joining in. Okay, thanks again, everyone. And we can't wait to see you next week.
Exactly. Have a very beautiful, very nice weekend. Stay healthy. Enjoy life as much as is allowed. And hopefully we will see each other soon.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone. See you next week.
Bye.
And have a great weekend.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.